Hi, this is TJ Chambers from ADHDawareness.com. I want to talk to you today, and I want to show you an example of something. When I share with people the proper diet, it needs to be mainly consisting of fresh produce, fruits, vegetables, things that are live, things that are raw that you can eat, and that are going to provide you with the most nutrients. When you eat your processed foods, most of them are dead. Most of them are loaded with additives, sugar, artificial ingredients, things that are not going to be good for you, that are going to cause a toxin buildup in your body. It's going to cause your organs to be overloaded and possibly shut down. Now, one of the complaints is that produce costs so much. Well, it does seem to cost more, because when you buy a box of this, it's something that doesn't take very much or a lot to produce, and that's what you're used to buying. That's what you get, and you eat a lot. But the more you eat it, and the more you eat those kinds of things, and the longer that you eat those, your body becomes sicker. So in actuality, in the long run, you're going to be going to the doctors more. You're going to be spending more on prescriptions and medications. So in the long run, it's going to save you money. It's going to extend your health and your life, so that you can be old. You don't have to walk around with canes, and you don't have to be bent over and unhappy and have people that have to take care of you. I mean, that's what it really comes down to. But I want to show you how you can get your produce, get your vegetables, maybe not so much your fruit. Depends on what fruit you want to buy. So let's at least I can show you how to get your produce, your vegetables that are very important, and spend time with your family. So let's show you that. So here's the solution that I wanted to show you today. This is called a garden that you can use on your patio, on your balcony, in your yard, in your house. This is a square foot garden, and you can use this anywhere. Now, because I'm limited in my space, I used a smaller box. I mean, you can create them to be any kind of shapes and sizes to fit where you want them to fit. So I chose to do a 2 foot by 2 foot box, so it's 2 foot square. Now, the reason why I chose this, for one, is because when the sun shines onto my balcony, it extends just a little bit beyond here, and I make sure that this door behind me that can still open. So 2 foot was perfect, and you want to get them into foots anyway. And then what you do is you divide them off into squares here. So I have 4 squares, and the only it's not divided in the soil, it's just divided here by this. And so this will be a square, which a square foot, so 12 inches. And in here I have some cucumber plants. So I have cucumber plants in this square and in this square. So in the square, for proper spacing and everything for the plant, I do 2 for a square. So we put 1 on this side and 1 on this side. Now, we planted more than 1 seed, planted 3 seeds or something like that, just to make sure that the plant will come up. And we can transplant one if we want to, we can snip it off, but we only want 1 on each side growing. Up here, they're not sprouting yet, but I have some garlic that I bought at the grocery store, that chop up and throw in your meals. I just took some cloves and I planted 4 per square. Here I have some radishes. Radishes I planted 16, so we got 4 rows of 4 columns. Now this bottom row is not sprouting up too well. I'm not sure exactly why that is. Over here I have some romaine lettuce, and I have 4 per square. So the romaine lettuce, the leaf, there's only 1 sprouting, which I'm pretty excited about, which this is a lot of fun. I didn't realize how much fun it would be. I have 1 sprouting, and then the lettuce leaf, I have 1 sprouting. But over at the green cabbage, there's a whole bunch of sprouting, which I think my wife too many seeds in that one. And then on the opposite side, we have a few more cabbage sprouting. And we have a bird feeder, which the birds, they get crazy and they just start dumping stuff all over the place. So this is easy to build, just 2 by 6s, 6 inches high, 2 inches thick. If you go to places like Home Depot or your local wood lumber places. You need some 2x6s to build this. The soil itself is a mix, and all of this ideas come straight from this book called Square Foot Gardening. The all new. You want the all new one, Square Foot Gardening. You don't have to plow. You don't have to dig anything up. You don't need to weed it. No weeds. You make your own mix. So you have peat moss, you have compost, and you have vermiculite. You mix it all together, and it's a great mix. And you control, what's in your soil, and it's really soft. So I can put my hand down in here, and I can put my hand up. So it's really soft. I'm not gonna have to plow this. I'm not gonna walk, all over it. And this allows you to save space. So instead of having your yard all dug up, and then you got to mix all this stuff into the soil, and then you're only using these little rows, and you have these big spaces, and you did all this work, and now you're just walking all over this. So now you can grow a bunch of things in little areas, and your kids will love doing that. That's it. So just give you ideas, and you can build them as big as 4x4s, which will give you a lot more boxes to work in. In my case, if it's in a house or on a balcony, you just put plywood on the bottom and just screw it on and put some holes. I put some holes up here, so that way when it rains like it did last night, the rain comes in. If there's too much in here, we don't want this flooding, then it can drain out here. So I have it actually tilted, put some wood underneath so it would tilt, so the water can go this way and drain out. But when you stick it in your yard, you're going to get some, I don't know what they're called, it's weed material. You lay it down so that way grass and weeds won't come up, and you stick your boxes on that. And so if it rains, then it's just going to go through and it's going to go to the ground. And so this is a great way you can start getting your own produce. It's fresh. If you don't use things like Miracle Grow products and these other products, anything artificial, if you get organic compost and you mix a bunch of them together, or make your own compost, get your own composter and make it, then you will have your own organic garden, your own organic produce for cheap. And you spend time with your family. You can keep these boxes close to your house, so that way you're outside, you can see them, they're near you. There's ways that you can you want to grow tomatoes, you can put a little, I call it a little fence thing, I don't know what to call it, but it's in this book. You can grow tomatoes, and you can grow vines 7 foot high, right from the little box. And so this is just what I wanted to show you, and this is something great. Someone with ADHD, this is great to teach them how to grow their own food, get them involved, bonding time, just a great activity. So I hope this is something that you enjoyed, and something that you've learned from this, and I hope that you will do this.